everyone, it's Mags. Hope you're all doing great today. So in today's video, I wanted to do another installment of the Big Bust series. And today's video, I'm going to focus on the topic of how to minimize a large bust. So for us ladies, we don't necessarily always want to accentuate our bust as I've done today. Sometimes we want to be a bit more modest, a bit more covered up, depending on the occasion. For example, an office setting, if we're going to, maybe a garden party or a family event or something like that where a little bit more modesty is what's called for, you would like to know how to minimize a larger bust. So that's what I'm going to be discussing in today's video. I'm going to give you some of my tips and tricks on how to minimize a large bust. Hopefully you'll find these tips useful. If you haven't already, I would love if you would consider subscribing to my channel and joining our family. And if you like this type of content, feel free to give me a thumbs up. I typically focus on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle on this channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video on how to minimize a large bust. So tip number one that I have for you is to wear the right bra. So the right bra can really either maximize or help to minimize a larger bust. So I have a couple of examples for you. So this is a bra that I have from Victoria's Secret. It, I guess, is what you would call a bit of a push-up bra. It's a little bit thicker. It's not heavily padded, but it is definitely a bit of a thicker bra with an underwire on it. And this type of bra, because it has a very close gore here, that will definitely draw the bust inwards and help to give it a push-up or maximized effect. So if you want to avoid maximizing or showcasing your cleavage, don't get something like this. Instead, consider a bra more like this one. So this is just a very thin, unlined underwire bra. I think this is from the brand Panache, I believe. I got this from Amazon. So it's just, a little dainty bra with some lace here. And something like this, it's essentially just a see-through, very, just an unlined, non-padded bra. Has a really good lift though in it. But definitely the gore, if you can see, is much wider on this. So this more lifts and separates rather than pushes the bust together. So something like this type of bra will definitely help to still give you good support, but also minimize a larger bust. So actually, just in case you were wondering, I will show you some comparisons in the video of me trying on some tops using more of a traditional, non-padded bra compared to the padded bra, just to show you the difference in the cleavage and how your chest looks in a t-shirt or a top. So again, something like this will definitely help to minimize a larger bust while giving you a great amount of support. Another tip to minimize a larger bust is to wear darker colored fabrics or tops in your top region. So wearing darker colors typically draws the eye to where the lighter colors are. So if you want to minimize your bust, wear darker colors up top and then try maybe lighter color pants, jeans, skirts, etc. And that will definitely help to balance out your physique and minimize a larger bust. So yeah, try something that's a little bit darker up top. It doesn't have to be black. This top actually, if you can tell, maybe you'll see better in the try on, is actually black background but a beautiful green sort of sparkly overlay. I got this one from Banana Republic. It's a beautiful light sweater. So something like this, again, will definitely help to balance out your proportions. As I said, having something darker at the top will definitely help draw the eye downwards to perhaps where a lighter fabric is if you have jeans, etc. in a lighter color fabric. So definitely try that to minimize a larger bust. Another way to help minimize a larger bust is to focus on the type of neckline of your outfit. So for example, V-necks, something like this top that I'm showing here, that's not too low. So this is a V-neck, or I guess it's more of a wrap / V-neck, is obviously a little bit lower cut, and of course I'm wearing more of the push-up bra. That's why it's accentuating the bust. Whereas something like a not so low V-neck or a round neck, a square neck, a boat neck, any of those kinds of necklines that shows a little bit of skin up top but not too much, it's kind of a fine line, will definitely help to minimize a larger bust. So the key is to show off the skin right here sort of your neck and the top of your chest, not going to the bust. And that's going to, again, draw the eye to this area and your face, which is what you're trying to do, trying to get away from showcasing the bust. So try something like a V-neck, a scoop neck, a round neck, a boat neck, something that does show a little bit of skin up top, and that will definitely draw the eye upward and help to minimize a larger bust. Now, something else you want to avoid when you have a larger bust, just in general, not necessarily maximizing, minimizing, is to avoid spaghetti straps. So if you really would like to wear tank tops, and of course who doesn't, especially in the summer, I would say opt for something with a thicker strap. So this not only enables you to wear the proper fitting bra, because with the thicker strap, it'll still cover up your bra straps, but it also looks better if you do have a really large bust. So again, the spaghetti straps, a lot of times you can't even wear the proper bra, so you might have some sagging in the bust region, and that definitely doesn't help to minimize a larger bust. That helps to draw your attention to a more saggier chest, which you probably necessarily don't want to do. So I definitely would opt for something with thicker straps, like a tank top such as this, which is from Old Navy. And of course, Old Navy has great basic layering tanks, so I definitely encourage you to check that out. But yeah, having a larger, thicker strap, again, is really great when you have a larger bust. You can then wear the proper fitting bra. It doesn't draw too much attention if it's like a really thin spaghetti strap, which tends to just not look that great when you have a larger bust. So definitely try out a tank top with a thicker strap. Something else you can do to help minimize a larger bust is to wear well-fitted clothes, but not skin tight. So this is again where you're kind of straddling this fine line between wearing clothes that are really skin tight, painted on, which definitely will draw attention to a larger bust and help to enhance the bust, or really basically draw the eye there. But on the other side, if it's well-fitted and not too tight, and if it just more skims the body, is something that you want to look for. So something like this kind of top, this is a bit of a crop top. And it has the stripes, which again definitely is very flattering. Higher neckline, so it has a bit more of that round neck, and it's not skin tight. Yes, it's fitted, but it is not a skin tight shirt. So something like this would definitely help to minimize a larger bust. And again, this is a white shirt, so it kind of definitely goes against what I just said about wearing darker colors up top. So you still can definitely wear lighter colors if you have a larger bust, but try to wear fabrics that are not skin tight and have maybe more of a texture to them. So if they have a texture like this top, which I'll show you better in the try on, having a textured top, definitely, again, the fabric will help to take away from maximizing a large bust. So something like this, which is well fitted, not skin tight, and has some texture to it, will be, again, something that will help to minimize a larger bust. Now, something else I've always been a fan of when you have a larger bust and if you're trying to minimize is to layer your pieces. So again, I'm getting back to my favorite tank top here. So something like this type of tank top, which is a bit more form-fitting, but layered underneath a blazer or a cardigan or a duster coat or anything like that, definitely helps to minimize a larger bust. So layering is a godsend when it comes to those of us with large busts that want to minimize and also look very professional. So something like this combo would look very good in, of course, an office setting, in a more professional setting, because the neckline on this tank top is not too low. The blazer is a beautiful, flowery, interesting print, which again draws the eyes up, and layered over, as you'll see in the try on, definitely helps to take some of that focus away from a larger bust. So try layering pieces, blazers, as I said, cardigans, duster coats, even, a shawl or something like that. All can definitely help to minimize a larger bust. Now, I've talked about this before on my channel, and that is when you have a larger bust, try to stay away from button-down shirts. I mean, I think we all love button-down shirts. However, unless you can find one that doesn't gape as soon as you put it on, I would avoid it, because big gaping, gaps and the buttons kind of wanting to just almost spring from their, their encasement there, that can really definitely draw more attention to this area. So if you're trying to have it minimize, the bust line minimize, stay away for anything that gapes, has a big gap, has buttons that are straining. You don't want that. So if you still want a blouse, try something along these lines. This is still a beautiful, fitted blouse. It has a little tie at the bottom, has the nice lower neckline, but not too low. So it is a beautiful blouse, but it's nothing at the front, no buttons. So this obviously, and also having that darker color, again, all of these things will help to minimize a larger bust. So this can be paired with some nice skinny jeans, and it can still look definitely office appropriate. So I really like something like this kind of top. Again, the button down, if you can get something that doesn't gape or strain, go for it. But if not, and you want to really minimize that area, try a pullover such as this. And my last tip, if you want to minimize a larger bust, is to have necklaces or jewelry that are shorter on your neck. So for example, and I'll show you better in the try on, this necklace, it's a statement piece, but it only goes to about this length. If you compare it to this, which I believe it's kind of drawing the attention to the cleavage, something like a more statement necklace that's shorter will again draw the eye up and make the focus on your upper neck and face, which is what you're trying to do when you're trying to minimize a larger bust. So try something like a statement necklace that's a bit shorter. There's one example there. Another one is this beautiful one here I got from Amazon. So this is, I think it's going to be about this length when I have it on. So again, depending where the necklace lays, and if it's a larger necklace as well, you want to stay away from those more little tiny dainty necklaces. Again, I love those necklaces, but this is specifically a tip for if you want to minimize a larger bust. Stay away from those little tiny dainty necklaces because again, they're almost sort of lost in your décolletage area, whereas a statement necklace that rests higher on your chest is definitely going to draw the eye up, draw the attention away from the bust line, and help to minimize a larger bust. So I hope some of these tips and tricks gave you some ideas on how to minimize a larger bust. Obviously on this channel, I tend to maximize the larger bust, but I know a lot of my viewers often want tips on how to minimize, how to dress more conservatively, depending if they want like an office look or a more conservative look for a family event, etc. We don't always want to have the girls on display, sorry boys, but we don't all necessarily want to have the girls on display 24/7. So it's always good to have some tips and tricks in your little bag of tricks there on how to minimize a larger bust. So I hope this video was helpful for some of you. And again, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.